Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Genki 2 Lesson 16 lesson. Genki 2 Lesson 16 lesson here on Tokini Andy. Today, we are going to be covering doing things for others. Very polite requests in Japanese, expressing hopes and wishes in Japanese, describing when things happen in Japanese, and apologizing for specific actions. That's what we're covering today. While I greet everyone here, you can have a look at our color coding system. So how is everyone doing today? It's been a long 2 weeks for me. I can't even believe that we made it. I can't even believe that this lesson's happening. That's how crazy it's been for the past week and a half. But I'm super happy to be here, and I'm super happy that you guys are here as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Carpe Diem. Thank you, Miyu Studies. Thank you, Megan Dornbrock. Thank you, Nikens. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Aubergine. Thank you, Wananit. Thank you, Come to Japan Dan. Thank you, Come to Japan Dan, for checking my slides, which I had to throw together. I threw them together on Friday, and then I moved. By the way, guys, this is the very last stream that will be happening with this background. This apartment is completely empty now, except for my stream setup. That's it. That's all that's left in this apartment. We'll end the kotatsu there, but that's moving tonight. So, also thank you, Avik Das and John Cedric Malabiran. I definitely said that wrong. And Radclaw, thank you for being here. And I can't scroll up any further in the chat. So anyone I missed way up there, say hello again. What makes it a snake bite? Have you tried a rough, scrumpy snake bite? I've never tried a rough, scrumpy snake bite. I was just saying in chat a little bit earlier that last night we were moving. So we've been moving all weekend. And, hello, Ionic. Thanks for stopping by. And last night we found a bunch of old alcohol, basically, that was left in the house. There was a bunch of stuff left in the house that we're staying in. See, Antonym, thanks for stopping by. And, mead. There was mead. There was 2 little bottles of Polish mead. I'd never had mead before, so I tried it. My first sip, I wasn't a big fan. My second sip, it was okay. But I only had about this much. So, anyway. Yes, so this is the last live stream that will be happening here. And you know what? I completely forgot to do this, so everyone please bear with me. I'm going to do this for the stream cut. Before we get started, if you'd like to help support Tokini Andy channel, we have a Patreon. On the Patreon, we have textbook practice videos where Yuki and I go through the textbook practice with you and we give you the correct answers, we're your partners for the exercises that need partners, etc. We also have listening and shadowing videos where you can get listening practice and speaking practice by shadowing along with us. It's also reading practice, actually. Listening and shadowing and reading practice is what those videos should be called. There's also vocabulary videos where we go over all the vocabulary from Genki, and you get to shadow and copy Yuki's native pronunciation. And there's lots of other cool things too, like tests for all of Genki 1 and eventually all of Genki 2. That's on the Patreon. There's also a merch store just for today. I missed Black Friday because I was moving all of Black Friday, and it's crazy busy. I think I worked for like 30-something hours over 2 days. It was fun. I wasn't able to do Black Friday for merch. So, right now, I just created a discount code that is it's valid for about one more day. Just one day. It's 20% off anything on the merch store. Only today is the promo code. Pop that in over on the merch store. There's a link in the pinned message and down in the comment, or down in the description if you're interested in that. But if you don't want to spend any money, that's perfectly okay. Just hitting the like button, or sharing this video, or just hanging out and doing your best and trying to learn Japanese along with us is more than enough in my eyes. So thank you for being here tonight, guys. Hold on, I need to fix my screen a little bit here. All right, what else did I miss? I made this so I could comment. I see you're live. I'm only on chapter 6, but let me get a look at what is coming up. I'm nervous. It's not that bad, actually. Well... Compared to chapter 6, you can use what we're going to be, if you've got chapter 6 down, what we're going to be covering tonight is actually going to be quite helpful. No. It's going to give you a taste of what you're going to be able to do with chapter 6, because you learn the te form in chapter 6. And tonight we do a lot with the te form. So you're going to get to see why the te form is so important, basically, tonight, if you stick around for a little bit. Thanks for stopping by. I made this so I could comment. And I hope that the lessons are helping you so far. Rough cider, a special brew mixed. I preferred it with a normal lager. I see. I've never had that before. I have my final this week on chapter 1 through 6. I'm very thankful for your videos. I'm happy that they've been helping. I hope they have. And I hope you ace your final. Let us know if you did. Let us know if you didn't too, and we'll see if we can help you on the next one. If you are short of cash, then 1 is all you need. Naruhodo ne. Haha, good to know, Carbadium. 20 watching, 8 likes. Did you forget? Oh, I don't know. 20 people forgot to hit the like. Maybe they all hit the dislike. I can't actually see dislikes on here, so that's always possible. Hisashiburi. All right, it's good to be here. Man, so yeah, just quickly. No, I already told you guys how crazy my last 2 weeks was. So yeah, moving house. This is the last time you're going to see this background ever. Although I have an apartment tour that I did of this place before we packed everything up that I will be releasing. Good evening, Menkong. That will be releasing on a different channel, along with some other fun stuff that's going to have to do with house tours and stuff here in Japan. Have you made lessons for Genki 1? Way too girly. How's it going? Hello, thanks for stopping by. Yes, we finished Genki 1. So I've gone through Genki 1 actually 2 times. So I recommend the second round. See this curtain here? This curtain is in the background of all the thumbnails for the Genki 1, the new versions of the Genki 1 live streams. The old ones have this just like a blue gradient, light blue gradient background. Those aren't as good. Although the lesson 3 one of those people seem to like. So up to you. But yes, I've done all of Genki 1. And now we're on to Genki 2. Hope your moving is going well. We're pretty much done. Yuki is doing some cleaning right now while I live stream. And then we're moving the rest of the stuff. We're going to have 99.999% of everything out of here tonight after the live stream. So it's exciting. Can't wait to show you guys the new place. I'm going to show you where I was living before on that apartment tour on the new channel. And then I'll get to show you the new place, which I'm really excited about. So, well, I used to live there actually. You could green screen in this background. It's not that good of a background, but I totally could, Quinn. Good point. Thank you, Aubergine. I appreciate it. Thanks for always stopping by. Cool. Thank you so much. I'll use them. Please do. Are you taking your curtains with you? These are mine. These came with the apartment. I don't think I would buy these. I think everyone in Japan has this. My friend, who I used to work with, he recently did a video of him playing guitar. He was just singing a song, playing guitar, and he had these exact curtains. I think everyone has had these curtains at some point here. Is the new place bigger? Significantly bigger. It's a house, 2-story house. It costs exactly the same, exact same price. And I lived there 3 or 4 years ago. So I get to go back now. All right. Right? You have, haven't you, Dan? All right. So you guys ready? You ready to do this? The very first section is gonna just jump right into it, guys. Like we're not taking it easy on you and giving you an easy section first. The very first section is gonna blow minds, and it's not gonna be that bad. If you did okay on lesson 13, remember morao, kureru, ageru. If you did okay on that, you should be fine on this. This is actually a little bit easier, I think, but we're gonna see some of the same stuff. So this should be fun. Maybe cut a strip off the bottom and give it to Ando-san for a new headband. that would be kind of funny. All right. Jesse Harrison, thanks for stopping by. And X-Clap, I didn't say thanks for stopping by here as well. But thank you, yes. The new place is definitely bigger. All right. So, doing for others in Japanese. So doing things for others, like doing activities for others, we covered ageru, kureru, and morao, and that's when you give things to people or receive things from people. But you can actually use ageru, kureru, and morao when you do things for other people or when they do things for you. And it's very, very similar in usage to kureru, ageru, and morao on their own. You just attach them to the te form of whatever verb that you did for the person or that they did for you. So when someone does something for someone else, like someone unrelated to you, just 2 random people are doing things for each other, you use te ageru. When you do something for someone else, you always use te ageru. If you're doing it for someone, it will 100% be te ageru. When someone does something for me, it's te kureru. Now, here's where the big difference is between ageru, kureru, morao, and te ageru, te kureru, and te morao. For just kureru and morao on their own, they're very similar, right? The grammatical construction of the sentence is a little bit different, but the meaning is almost identical when you're just talking about things. But when we're doing the te form of this, te morao has more of a sense of you got someone to do something for you. So you asked them to do something for you and they did it, or you literally made them do something. And that's not it's 99% of the time it's that. It can also just be that you gain some sort of benefit from the thing they did for you, or just, yeah, for the thing they did for you. So you might not have necessarily made them do it, but you gain some kind of significant benefit from them doing it for you. So then you could use te morao. So that's the main difference. It's not the same as just someone did something for me with te kureru. It's you got someone to do something for you. So I know that's a lot of information. So remember this monstrosity? Well, we're going to be looking at that again today in simplified form, of course. So over here is you. Today it's going to be me. Just I'll be the stand-in for you today. And we're going to start with te ageru. So te ageru is I do something for someone. So I'm going outwards. I do something for random person A, or I do something for my friend or relative, or also close friends or relatives do things for other people, or random people do things for each other, right? It can never come this way. Ageru can never come back to you. And ageru can never come back to someone who's really close to you. This is mostly, let me just let you guys know here that this is mostly close relatives, immediate family. Like this red circle should really be immediate family, but if you have like really, really, really close friends, like maybe your best friend in the world who's like family to you, they might fit in this little red circle too. So anyway, ageru can never be coming this way, from outside, people outside of your inner circle in. Ageru can't be used that way. Ageru is always moving out from you or between random people. So let's look at some examples so that this makes a little bit more sense. So, 作ってあげる. I'll make it for you. 作ってあげる. Or I will make it for you. Don't know what it is, doesn't matter. 作ってあげる. Just the te form plus あげる. Now remember, あげる is conjugated like an, ichidan or iru, eru verb. So, カットル add た. 友達に作ってあげた. I made it for my friend. So we're going upwards in complexity here. 友達にお昼を作ってあげました. So the person that you did something for, or someone else did something for, is marked by に. So implied here is 私は友達にお昼を作ってあげました. So you see this o here, right? It's just marked by whatever this particle is, whatever this verb would normally take. 作る is marked with marks the thing that what am I trying to say here? The thing you made is always marked by the o particle. It doesn't change when you're using te ageru. It stays the same. So お昼を作る or お昼を作ってあげました. It's the same. But the person you made it for or is marked by ni. And the person who did the doing of the action, wow, this is hard to say, is marked by wa or ga. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, 私は友達にお昼を作ってあげました. Made for them. So you notice here that this is doing things for him. I made it for them. For their sake. No, sorry about that. I hate when that pops up all the time. Okay, so now let's move on to te kureru. Te kureru is the exact opposite of ageru in the sense that it's always coming in. So from friends and relatives to me, or from random people to me. And you can use it if it's someone, once again, in your very tight inner circle. Close family, as in immediate family, right? Your parents, or your brothers and sisters. And super close friends. Not just any friends. Super close friends. People who you're really, really close to. You can take their viewpoint in some sense. So you can say kureru, te kureru. But for the most part, to stay safe, try and only use kureru, te kureru when it's coming to you. So when someone does something for you. For example, 作ってくれる? A very casual question here. 作ってくれる? Will you make it for me? You can use this with family or, your significant other or something. That's what kind of sentence this is. I wouldn't use this with random people out on the street. 何々やってくれる? But 作ってくれる is very good for people who are close to you. 作ってくれる. Alright, going upwards in complexity. 友達が作ってくれた. くれる is also an いる verb, an 一段 verb, so you just cut the ru and add ta to make it past tense. My friend made it for me. So here, 私は, 私に is always implied with くれる. In fact, くれる on its own generally means for me. So you almost never have 私に in a くれる sentence. If you wanted to do the full sentence though, it would be 友達が私に作ってくれた. But because you're using くれた, it's implied that it's me. So most people never say 私に作ってくれた because who else would they be doing that for? Okay, so 友達が作ってくれた. So that's from here, maybe 友達が they made it てくれた. What did they make for me? 友達がお昼を作ってくれました. Same with くれました. Whatever the verb is, particles work the same way as they would in normal sentences with it. My friend made lunch for me. Next is もらおう. もらおう is the rules for もらおう are exactly the same. てもらおう are the same as they are for regular もらおう. You can't do it between random strangers. It's from random person to your immediate inner circle or from other people into you. てもらおう. And that generally means that you get someone to do something for you. So 作ってもらおう. Have them make it for me. 作ってもらおう. Or I'm gonna have them make it for me. Would be another way you could translate that. 友達に作ってもらった. So the person who did the thing for you now is marked by ni, unlike くれる. てくれる. てくれる, you're marked by ni and usually dropped. With もらう, you're marked by wa or ga. And the person who's doing the thing for you is marked by ni. So 友達に作ってもらった. I had my friend make it for me. I had my friend make it for me. So I had for me is all encompassed in もらおう. 私は友達にお昼を作ってもらいたい. So once again, もらおう is not an 一段 verb. It's a 五段 verb. So you move up on the chart. U verbs, past tense is small to た, もらった, てもらった, right? And て、もらいたい. So want to have my friend make lunch for me. I want to have my friend make lunch for me. So you can use it that way as well. 私は友達にお昼を作ってもらいたい. I want to have my friend make lunch for me. Alright. So let's take a look at what this would look like the same kind of sentence in different formats with あげる, くれる, and もらう. Look at that. Beast. I was kind of hoping もらう could be used between these people so it would be more symmetrical. I could take another one of these arrows and go like, then it would look like a recycling symbol. Alright, let's go through these sentences. 僕はユキにお茶を買ってあげた. I bought tea for Yuki. 買ってあげた. If it was just, yeah, okay, anyway. So Yuki's marked with ni, I'm marked by wa, right? Yuki は僕にお茶を買ってくれた. See, it's just the reverse direction. Yuki bought tea for me. Yuki は僕にお茶を買ってくれた. You cannot use あげる in this situation. You cannot say Yuki は僕にお茶を買ってあげた. You can't say that. あげる, you can see here, is always going out, and くれる is always going in. So you also couldn't say 僕はYukiにお茶を買ってくれた. Cannot say that. くれる is coming in, not going out. Alright. 僕はYukiにお茶を買ってもらった. I got Yuki to buy tea for me, or I had Yuki buy tea for me. 僕はYukiをby the way, you could also not say ユキは僕にお茶を買ってもらった. Nope. 僕はユキを仕事に連れてあげた. 僕はユキを仕事に連れてあげた. ごめんね. That's wrong.
あれ直さなかったっけこれ?
他のところで直した. ここで直した. Okay, actually, I'm not even gonna just ignore that sentence because it's on the next page. It's wrong. 僕はユキを仕事に連れて行ってあげた. Here we go. 僕はユキを仕事に連れて行ってあげた. 連れて行く is the verb for to bring someone somewhere. So the last one was wrong. Just erase that from your memory. It needs to have 行って。僕はユキを仕事に連れて行ってあげた. The reason this sentence is here is because the person and the verb, they take the same particles that, not the verb, I'm sorry, the noun. So the person and the noun take the same exact particles that they would take in regular sentences based on the verb that is being used. So 連れて行く, the person you're bringing always takes を, and the place you're taking them takes に. That's exactly the same for a てあげる sentence. So 僕はユキを仕事に連れて行ってあげた. I brought Yuki to work as a favor. That's what that あげる implies. She couldn't do it herself, so I did it for her as a favor, is what this あげる implies. Yuki が僕のために料理してくれた. Now, this sentence is a little interesting, and there's a reason for this. So you look at here, right? 連れて行く. The person who you're doing the thing for takes the お particle, because you're taking them somewhere. You're doing this thing to them, right? Well, the verb 料理する and stuff like 掃除する, they don't take people, right? A person does that thing. So you could, for example, make a thing. ステーキを料理した? No. 料理する is basically on its own. Most する verbs are on their own. So in that situation, right, how do you say that you did that thing for someone? Because they don't take a particle. You would use のために. ため is for someone's sake, basically. So 僕のために, for my sake, she cooked. Or くれた and くれる can also have the feeling of just kindly. She was kind enough to do it for me. Because you could totally just say ユキが僕のために料理をした. That would be fine, but してくれた is actually more common when people do some things for you. It's a much nicer way to say that someone did something for you than just flatly stating the fact that they did it. Yeah, just saying, Yuki cooked, like even in English you wouldn't say it without the kureta. Yuki cooked for me. You need that for me. I mean, I guess with no tameni that covers the for me, but to add that sort of, and that was very nice of her, sense to the sentence, you need kureta. So, Yuki が僕のために料理してくれた. Okay? Let's go ahead and jump into the dialogue. I'll read it slowly one time, and then at full speed, we'll go over the English translation and get into your comments. Look at all that green. Let's go ahead and jump back to this. All right. ねえ、ちょっと手伝ってくれない? ここ. Oh, let's bring that here. ねえ、ちょっと手伝ってくれない? いいよ。台風が来る前、新しいチラシがいるから、社長から印刷会社に電話してもらいたい。わかった。話してあげるね。ありがとう。あと、これに社長にサインしてもらいたい。それも頼んでくれる? いいよ。Full speed. ねえ、ちょっと手伝ってくれない? いいよ。台風が来る前、新しいチラシがいるから、社長から印刷会社に電話してもらいたい。わかった。話してあげるね。ありがとう。あと、これに社長にサインしてもらいたい。それも頼んでくれる? いいよ。ねえ、ちょっと手伝ってくれない? Hey, would you help me a little bit? This てくれない is going to be showing up at the end of the lesson, the very last section. So if you want to learn more about that, stick around. But it's basically negating てくれる. And it implies like, wouldn't you help me? Would you help me? It's a slightly polite way to ask someone to request something from someone, but we'll get to that. てくれない? いいよ? Sure. Okay, this is a long sentence, so let's break it down. 台風が来る前. before 前ね the typhoon comes. Before the typhoon comes. So this is the time frame. 新しいチラシがいるから we need new pamphlets. We need the new pamphlet in this case. The new pamphlet. チラシ is like a pamphlet. Well, it is a pamphlet. チラシ, that's why it's in light blue. This is not in Genki, so these are both extra vocabulary. 新しい new チラシがいる. This is the to need いるから社長から印刷会社に電話してもらいたい。So してもらいたい want to have 社長 the company president から from him. So we use this is the from a person から. So from when you have someone call someone else, the company that the person who's getting the call gets a call from, in this case, 社長. That was a weird way to explain it, but hope that made sense. 印刷会社 is what you call a printing company. I needed to add this to make this whole story make sense. So 印刷会社. 会社 is the word for company. 印刷 is the name for printing. Put them together. 印刷会社. Often when combined with another word, especially if it ends in tsu or su, maybe. Tsu and some other characters, it becomes 会社に電話してもらいたい. So you call, 電話する takes に, the place you're calling, right? Okay, that was a mouthful. わかった。話してあげるね. Understood. I'll call him for you, okay? 話してあげる. I'll talk to him for you, okay? ありがとう. Thanks. あと, also. これに社長にサインしてもらいたい. So there's two knees there, but they're different. They're performing different actions. So これに means we've got a piece of paper. これに So in the direction of this paper, this is where we want the thing, which is サインする done. Do it here. これにサインする. Okay, so that's where that ni applies to. 社長に So we've got ni again, and that's because of the もらお. もらお needs to take ni. What is going on with my mouse here? Sorry. So morao needs to take ni. The person who is being marked by morao needs to take ni. So you got two ni's. これに社長にサインしてもらいたい. I want to have 社長 sign this thing. それも that too. 頼んでくれる. 頼む by the way is to ask someone to do something. 頼む. I think that actually is a vocabulary that comes later in maybe chapter 18, so you might not have covered it yet, but that's what it means. 頼む means to have someone do something for you. Ask someone to do something. 頼んでくれる Will you ask him to do that for me? Good. いいよ, sure. Okay, so that was a heavy section. There might be a lot of questions, but the question for this section is, what is something you did for someone recently? In my example, maybe I would say 友達に日本語を教えてあげた. I taught Japanese to my friend, and by friends I mean all of you. Thank you for being here, guys. It's great to have you here. All right, let's see what happened. My dog is watching Andy's pointer like it's prey. There you go. Let's make that spin around a little bit. Let him have some fun too. Info abroad! Here, have some ice cream. One scoop for both of you. Yuki! Yuki! I gotta call Yuki in. She's helping clean out around the apartment. 掃除してくれています. She's cleaning the apartment for us. But, yes she does. But she reads all donations. Info abroad さんからアイスクリームをもらいました。
インフォアブロードさんからありがとうございます。いつもインフォアブロードさん、Lucian. Oh, here, have some ice cream. Yay! One scoop for both of you. Yatta!
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
ありがとう、Lucian.
Thank you. By the way, guys, Lucian is also, Info Abroad is working hard on his YouTube channel, along with Come to Japan and Kyushu Trail up there. Sad face. Still feel crappy. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Glad you're okay, though. But thank you, man. Thank you, Info Abroad. So anyway, my point was, check out his YouTube channel, too. Info Abroads. All right. Congrats on the sponsor, says Jesse Harrison. Thank you. Appreciate it. He was, it's just for one video, but I think we'll probably do more videos together, because I really like Satori Reader. I really like what they're doing. I mentioned this in my review, my unsponsored review of Satori Reader, how when I found, like, I actually beta tested it about 7 years ago, and there was very little content, and I saw some potential in it, but at the time there wasn't enough content, so I sort of just forgot about it, and then I rediscovered it back in August, and I was like, oh my god, why didn't this exist when I was studying Japanese? And then I realized, excuse me, that there were still quite a few articles that I could just, like, that were interesting, but that I didn't have to look that much stuff up in, because they were a good level for me now, where I could just read through them all really quick. But I was like, man, if I had this when I was learning Japanese, life would have been so much easier. So I was really excited about it. And then I started talking to them, actually. And yeah, it just happened, and it's pretty sweet. Kamirueri Rika. Konbanwa. Thanks for stopping by. I don't like katakana is hard still. Especially if it's not a word you know. Like, you know when you know a word even in English, you don't necessarily have to read the whole thing. You just know what it looks, you know what it is. You see the first letter and the last letter and you already know what the word is. And with a lot of Japanese, it's the same way. Like if I see a word in kanji or in hiragana, it's often very recognizable. But because katakana, there's just so many random katakana words that are often English used in a way different from the original English meaning, you actually have to read every single character very closely. And it just, it's never fun. I smashed that like button. Thank you! Maybe cut a strip off. Oh, okay. I'm way back. But yeah, Dan, feel better. That sucks. Never fun being sick. Sorry for being late. I got a job and I had 4 days to prepare to move to another city. I'm leaving tomorrow and work on Tuesday. Wow! Congratulations, man. Omedetou. 家に昼ご飯もしてあげる。お、いいね。Hello, lovely Annie. Thanks for stopping by. 家族にガラージュを掃除してあげた. Oh, nice, Megan. Remember, あげる is an ichidan verb, which means that you just cut the ru and add ta. So no small tsu. あげた. Garage はなんだっけ? Garage かな? Garage でいいかな? そのまんまだっけ? I can't remember. I actually have to look that up. There's not many garages in Japan, so it's not really a common word. Let's look it up together. Jisho garage. Shako. Yeah, but so Jisho says, let's see if I can bring this. Oh, no, this will be the wrong browser. Let's just take this, copy it over to here, pop open browser. Boom. So it has shako, but this I hear more often. Gareji. Gareji. So I was pronouncing it wrong. It's not garaji, it's gareji. Gareji. So that's what you can use. That's what I would use. Shako is okay, but yeah, it's more like, I feel like it's more used in this situation than it is for a home garage. But let's just look it up and see what pops up in the first results of Google Images. Oh, okay. It's just showing garages like that. So maybe Shako is fine. Let's look up what this shows up in Google Images. By the way, this is a great way to see which is more common. Search, they're both there. So either one is fine, I guess. Whichever one you like more. Garage is probably easier. What do you guys think of houses like this with the tiny little windows? I can't stand all the new houses in Japan because the windows are so small. They look like they must be so dark inside. So I'm automatically giving you a bias here. My bias. But what do you think about houses like this? These are really popular now. This style. Things like this. This kind of house is so popular now. But like, look at, I mean, okay, these are okay, but there's no openings. This is also a very common format. Like, what is that? I don't know. Not a big fan. Anyway, back to chat. Oh. Yeah. Agreed, Carbidium. Ageta or agemashita. Ageta or okay, I see. Agemashita ne. I have the same katakana shirke, I feel. Fair enough. Ice cream. 家族にパンも作ってあげた。いいね、wanna it. Ooh, that sounds... I haven't had the homemade bread in a long time. I'm confused with the past form. Okay, so past form. あげる is an ichidan verb, so it's あげた. Let's write it in here. あげた. For ichidan verbs, you just drop the ru and add ta. And for polite, you do the same thing. You drop the ru and add mashita. So あげmashita. For ichidan verbs, ne? Ichidan, which is, oops, that's not right. Agemashita. Ichidan verbs as in iru and eru verbs. Verbs that end in an iru or eru sound. Kureru is the same, so kureta and kuremashita. And then morao is a go-down verb. So morao becomes moratta, moraimashita. Moratta, moraimashita. So those are all in chat. I love big windows. Me too. I love big windows. I would never want tiny windows. 友達に本も貸してあげた。いいね. Perfect sentence, Nikens. Love it. I love it. I like micro houses. Easier to heat up. I see. Probably. But super cheap to make, no? Yeah, I imagine. I imagine super cheap, but I don't know. I like very bright houses. I like sunshine in the afternoon in a house is my favorite thing. That house looks like a shipping container. Exactly. That's how I feel too. Seems like a build set. Most likely. Most of the houses these days are build sets. They like to put up houses in like 3 days here. It's crazy. All right. Good ones, guys. Good job. Is anyone confused about anything else on that section? I feel like it wasn't too bad. Some of my explanations are a little bit messy, but I feel like this one was easier than just straight up ageru, kureru, and morao. Possibly because you guys already know about ageru, kureru, and morao. Sorry, not going to be able to make it to rest of the stream. No worries, Come to Japan Dan. Thanks for stopping by. Everyone, give Come to Japan Dan your best wishes. Please feel better, man. Nattoku. Feel better, man. Thanks. And thanks again for checking my slides. It will. Alright. Our next section is very easy. Comparatively speaking. I wouldn't mind any house in Japan, but I prefer bright houses, but an old style house would be great also. You're gonna love the house tour when I get that done. First is the apartment tour. We'll be releasing that in a couple weeks, and then some stuff around the new house, and then I'll do a full house tour. Should be fun. Alright. So let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. Very polite requests. Okay. Lesson 16 covers 3 different types of very polite requests. You guys will remember that the most common request is te kudasai. You've already learned that in Genki 1. Te kudasai. So te form plus kudasai. So for example, tabete kudasai. Eat, please. Right? But there are more polite ways to make requests. For example, if you were making a request of your boss, and this is the main request in this section, you would say something like te itadakemasen ka? This is a very, very polite form of requests. You might use this with your boss or with a professor or something like that. Now, itadakemasen ka? Let's explain where that comes from. So, itadakemasen ka is it's the polite potential, so can do, polite potential of the verb and negative. Polite potential negative of itadaku, which means to receive something. It's a polite verb that means to receive. So itadaku, to receive something. You know itadakimasu? Well, itadakimasu is the polite conjugation of itadaku, and it means I receive this. Itadakimasu. If you don't know that yet, I imagine you all do, but that's what people say before they eat in Japan. Every time before they eat. Itadakimasu. So itadaku is to receive. The potential form of can receive is itadakeru. So itadaku, you move down to the A column. So itadakeru. Itadakeru. That's the potential form, right? And then the negative of that is itadakemasen ka. So, would it be possible for me to receive this action from you? Is what that all comes down to. Te form itadakemasen ka. You don't have to remember all of that, but that's where it comes from. Te form itadakemasen ka. Slightly less polite, but still very polite. I'd say this is Genki claims that this is exact same politeness level as te kudasai. I disagree, and I'll tell you why. Te kuremasen ka. Te kudasai is, it's polite, but it's a direct request. It's asking someone to do something directly. Te kuremasen ka is less direct. It's, would you be able to do it, or wouldn't you be able to do this for me? But that sounds really sort of presumptive in English, but it's not in Japanese. Like, it gives someone an out, a heavy out. Saying te kudasai, there's no out to it. You want someone to do it. But kuremasen ka is, wouldn't that be possible? In English, it doesn't sound like there's an out. It sounds like you're being presumptive. But in Japanese, it sort of gives them an out. They could say, no, I can't with this one. So I feel like te kuremasen ka is a little bit more polite than te kudasai. Then there's te kurenai, which is below kudasai, but it's something you use this with friends and family all the time. Just, wouldn't you do that for me? Or won't you make that for me? Tsukutte kurenai? Won't you make that for me? And it's very low on the politeness level. Very casual. Very casual. Use it only with friends or relatives. So let's look at some examples. Naoshite itadakemasen ka? So I made the English super polite too. It would not be at all possible to have you fix this, would it? That's how you can think of itadakemasen ka. It would not be at all possible to have you fix this, would it? Naoshite kuremasen ka? You wouldn't be able to fix this for me, would you? So that would you at the end is what I was looking for. You wouldn't be able to fix this for me, would you? Naosu is to fix something. Naoshite kurenai. Wouldn't you fix this for me? Would you fix this for me? There it is. Would you fix this for me? Is sort of the level of politeness. It's probably even a little less polite than that. But anyway, naoshite kurenai. Very common among friends. All right. Some more complicated sentences. We have このメールを訳していただけませんか? So, 訳す is to translate. 訳していただけませんか? What do I want them to translate? This メール. So, it would not be at all possible to have you translate this message, would it? If you were translating this into, like, in an actual book or in an actual document, you would not put this entire sentence. I just want to point that out. I'm just making this entire super long sentence to sort of try and portray how serious this level of, politeness is. 仕事に連れて行ってくれませんか? You wouldn't be able to take me to work, would you? So this is just like our earlier, 連れて行く, remember? 連れて行ってくれませんか? And I didn't explain before that, てくれませんか? That comes from てくれる. That's where we're conjugating that from. Sorry, I'm off center here. All right. Where do I want them to take me? Work. わからない. 説明してくれない? I don't get it. Would you explain it to me? わからない. 説明してくれない? I don't know if you guys have watched Psyche K. I know I've talked about that a few times, but てくれない always reminds me of the blonde gyaru who does 占い. What's 占い? Not tarot readings, but what is that? Fortune telling. The fortune teller. That's how she speaks. わからない. 説明してくれない? Something like that. So it's very casual. Would you explain it to me? All right, so let's go into the dialogue. I'll read it slowly one time, then at full speed, then we'll go over the English translation. We'll bring up the question for this section, and I'll get to your questions in chat. And say hello. すみません、社長。はい。入って。失礼します。社長、 印刷会社に電話していただけませんか？あ、いいよ。もう新しいチラシがいるね。そうです。よろしくお願いします。あと、すみませんが、これにサインしていただけませんか？はい、わかりました。Full speed。すみません、社長。はい、入って。失礼します。社長、印刷会社に電話していただけませんか？あ、いいよ。もう新しいチラシがいるね。そうです。よろしくお願いします。あと、すみませんが、これにサインしていただけませんか？はい、わかりました。Alright, let's go into the English translation. Beginning's quite easy. すみません。Excuse me. 社長。Mr. President? はい。はいって。This is a command, basically. It's a request, but without kudasai, it's very straight. Come in. はい。はいって。失礼します。I will be rude is the literal translation of this. I will be rude. But it's a set phrase. And it's what you use when you are... Well, there's a few things. When you're hanging up the phone. 失礼します. You're going to hear... If you call a company to have them do something for you, when they hang up the phone or when they're about to hang up the phone, they'll say 失礼いたします and they hang up. When you're going into an office in a company that you don't work at, you'll enter the office with 失礼します. When students enter the teacher's room, they always enter with 失礼します. And when they leave the office, they use the past tense. 失礼しました. So that's how that's used. 社長, so I'm going into the room. 失礼します. That means I'm coming in. In someone's house, you would say お邪魔します. That's what you say before you go in someone's house. But when you're going into someone's office, you could also say お邪魔します. You could say that. But 失礼します is more common. 社長、印刷会社に電話していただけませんか? Would it be at all possible for you to call the 印刷会社 for me? I will be rude. Mr. President, would you be able to call the printing company for me? Sure, man. あ、いいよ. Sure thing. もう新しいチラシがいるね. We already need the new, pamphlets, eh? Man, something's gassy in my stomach today. I'm sure you wanted to know about that. We already need new pamphlets, eh? そうです. That's exactly right. よろしくお願いします. I think you guys know that one already. あと, also. すみませんが, I'm really sorry, but これにサインしていただけませんか? Would it be at all possible for you to sign this for me? Exactly, yes please. Also, I'm really sorry, but would you be able to sign this for me? すみませんが, that's I'm really sorry, but はい、わかりました. Yep, understood. Alright, so the question for this section is, ask me to do something using any of the politeness levels above, any of them. いただけませんか? くれませんか? くれない. Any of them. It's up to you. You could do them all if you want, whatever. My example would be 日本語を教えてくれない? And you can ask me anything. Alright, so we'll do bye, Dan. Nice work, Andy. Keep it up. Thanks, Renzo Flutes. How you doing, man? Good to see you. I still would like my refund from Ando if possible. Ando から私のお金を送っていただけませんか? Ando-san, I don't know where the hell he went, man. He disappeared. He's been gone for a while. If I see him again, I'll let him know. How you doing, man? Good to see you. All right. So, how is everyone doing on this section? Was that pretty straightforward? Was it a little bit confusing? I feel like that section wasn't too bad, not compared to the last one. Maybe we lost everyone. We might have lost everyone after that first section. We didn't ease into it tonight. After the time, maybe everyone's sleeping, actually. It is post-Thanksgiving, Black Friday, early Sunday morning, especially after daylight savings over there, man. I wish I could do this at a different time, but sorry, guys. So ask me to do something using any of the politeness levels above. Boom. Make sure this is still working. Sorry if I missed you there, Renzo. 一緒に飲んで、 いいね. I think that works. Yeah. 一緒に飲んでくれませんか? Absolutely. いいよ. So, it works. But here's what you would say to sound more natural. 一緒に飲みに行ってくれません? 飲みに行ってくれませんか? That would be the most natural way to say that. 飲み... I mean, unless you're talking about right now. Actually, yeah, you know what? That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. If you were in the same room with someone, that would be exactly what you would say. 一緒に飲んでくれませんか? Perfect. If you wanted to go drinking with someone, you could say 飲みに行ってくれませんか? 飲みに行ってくれませんか? Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that sentence at all. Sorry. Good one, Lynn. Thank you. Anyone else tonight? We might have a bunch of people who are just sort of hanging out. This time, the time is very good, but I'm still on lesson 4. Yeah, that's probably a big part of it. 私の冗談を冗談に笑ってくれませんか? 私の冗談に笑ってくれませんか? It was good. It was good. I like it. I'm finally starting Genki 2 next week. Woo woo! Hod Towered. Your name is Todd Howard. Don't lie. Hod Towered. I hope it's Hod Towered. That would be amazing. Everyone would always be saying Todd Howard. Congratulations! お疲れ様でした on finishing Genki 1. 日本の...あれ? I feel like I saw Yuki out of the corner of my eye, but the door's still closed. Who's Todd Howard? 日本の休みの時案内していただけませんか? あー、いいね. I got you. So you're saying when you're on holiday in Japan, right? 日本の休みの時日本にいる時 I think would make more sense. 日本にいる時 would be perfect. We're gonna get into Toki in a little bit. 日本にいる時 I think would make a little bit more sense, because when I first read that, I was thinking you were talking about when I have a day off, or when Japan has a day off. So I think what you'd want to say, 日本にいるとき案内していただけませんか? That's perfect. That part's perfect. コーヒーを作ってくれませんか? Absolutely. I will absolutely make coffee for you. Look at this. This is something we have to take to the new place. I have a much bigger one already at home, so this has just been under our sink waiting in case someone needs it. But yeah, I'll make some coffee right now. This is moving to the new place, so it's just randomly out on the table next to me. There's only a few things left in our apartment, and that's one of them. Ohayo, Radclaw! How's it going, man? Good to see you. Gotta center myself here. Okay, there we go. 文法直してくれない? Haha, yo. Radclaw says Kyushu Trails. Good sentence, Megan. I work so hard to get back on track to be on the same lesson as the streams. お疲れ様でした, Lynn. Working on your degree and kicking Genki 2's butt. I'm impressed. Good job. Andrew Brignall. Hello from scorching Sydney. Thanks for the lesson. Hello, Andrew. Thanks for being here, despite the scorching weather. コーヒー必要, says Radclaw. いいね. I could go for some coffee too, but I already drank quite a bit today, and it is almost 10 o'clock, and we're only 2 sections into this lesson. There's 3 sections left. It's going to be a late one tonight. I'm talking a lot. It's going to be talking a lot. I haven't been on a computer, guys. I haven't been on a computer for 2 days. 2 full days without a computer. I didn't even turn it on until I got here to set up for the stream. It was nice. Because the 2 days before the 2 days without internet, I did 16 hours the one day of work, regular work and then computer, and then the next day was 12 hours just sitting here working on videos and stuff. Crazy. So it's nice to take 2 days off. I haven't had a single day away from a computer in probably over a year. Maybe since I started YouTube. I don't know, man. But it was awesome. My eyes feel better, like I can see better again. It was nice. And I got to do some, heavy lifting, which is also always fun. I'm in freezing Ireland. Ooh. Is it freezing over there? I guess at this time of year it is freezing. It's pretty cold here now too. Although today was quite nice. Ooh, fellow Aussie. Hey, Andrew. That's my name too. I feel you. It's nice and cold down here in Melbourne though. Is that much of a difference in climate between Melbourne and Sydney? I didn't know that. I guess it makes sense though. It's a huge country. Also, konbanwa bara Blakey. Yosh, I think I got it now. All right. Sweet. Okay, guys, good job. So let's go ahead and move on to, this is a fun section. This is a fun section because I really liked using this. I found it really useful, and I got to use it a lot with people I was talking to in the beginning. I think it's a very important section. So let's jump into expressing hopes and wishes in Japanese. When you want to express that you hope that something happens for someone else, use the short form, whether it's of a verb or whatever, and to ii desu ne, or to ii ne, you can drop the des to make it more casual. So what this literally means is, it's good if this happens. Short form to ii ne, it would be good if that thing happened. So this to particle is if. It would be good if something happened. But the usage makes it translate like I hope or I wish for something to happen for someone else. To say that you hope for something to happen to you, you use to in desu ga or to in dakedo for the slightly less polite version, along with a short form. Whether it's verbs or adjectives, we'll get there. The reason for that is it's kind of presumptive to say it would be good for a thing to happen to you. It's too direct for Japanese people. So in desu ga is like, it would be good if this happened, but I doubt it will. It adds some sort of doubt to it and makes it a little less. It takes off some of that straightforwardness to it. And that's very important when speaking Japanese. So when you're talking about a hope for something happening to yourself, to in dakedo or to in desu ga. So let's go ahead and look at some examples to see what I mean. So the reason I only had short form and not short form verbs only is because you can use this with adjectives and other things as well. So for example, 楽しいといいですね. I hope it's fun for you. You wouldn't be talking about it for yourself. If someone says, what are you doing this weekend? And you say, oh, I'm going to a party. And they say, oh, nice. You can't say, 楽しいといいですね. It just sounds not good. To say that you hope it's fun when you're talking about yourself. It just feels weird. I don't know if it's necessarily grammatically incorrect, but it's too presumptive and nobody... Not too presumptive. What am I looking for? It's too direct. Japanese people would never say this. Instead, you would say something like, 楽しいといいんだけど. That's what you would say. Our other sentence is, 僕だといいんですが. I wanted to use this sentence, make this sentence. I'll do a more detailed version down below, but I wanted to show you that you can use it with nouns as well. You just need だ. 僕だといいんですが. I hope it's me, but... 行けるといいんだけど. 行けるといいんだけど. I hope I can go. Now, the reason for this sentence is, I wanted to point out the fact that you cannot use this construction of to hope with just straight up actions, like things that the person you're speaking to can just do themselves, like go to a place. 行くといいんだけど. You can't say that. 行くといいですね. Can't say it. 行くといいんだけど. Can't say it. Because you can just go. You can do it. So you don't have to hope for it. What you need to do in those situations is you have to say you hope they can go. So you change the verb to the potential form. 行けるといいんだけど. So you also couldn't say something. You couldn't say 食べるといいんだけど. That's not what you can't say that. You can say 食べれる or 食べられるといいんだけど. I hope I can eat. So you need to use potential verbs with this construction if it's something that a person does. If it's an active verb, right? If it's just something happening to them, like I'll show you in some later examples, I hope. Like if you hope it rains. 雨が降るといいんだけど. You don't need the potential for that because raining just happens, right? It just rains. So you can just use the straight up verbs for that. So things that just happen to people or that just happen in general, you can use those verbs alone. But if it's an action that the person does, you need to change it to the potential form. That's all. Okay, so some more examples, more complicated. 次の休みは楽しいといいですね. I hope the next vacation is fun for you. It's implied that we're talking to someone else here because I did not use んですが。まるちゃんが誰かが好きと言いました。僕だといいんだけど。Maru said she likes someone. I hope it's me, but yeah. So I don't know who Maru-chan is, but she said she likes someone and the person speaking hopes it's them. Maru-chanが誰かが好き。好きだと。I made a mistake here. 好きだと言いました。違う。That's fine. 好きと言いました。This is not the if と言いました。It's the quoting と。So that's fine. 僕だといいんですが。So I made that sentence because I wanted to show you how you could use this 僕だといいんだけど。パーティーに行けるといいんだけど、今週とっても忙しい。I hope I can go to the party, but I'm really busy this week. I use that けど to actually connect to another sentence. It implied this sentence without it. So this construction implies a reason for why that thing might not happen to you. But you don't actually have to say it. It can just be パーティーに行けるといいんだけど. And the reason it's so presumptive is because you're implying that it might not be possible. Whereas with this, you're not suggesting that it might not be possible. You're just saying you really hope it happens. But if you're talking about yourself, you have to be suggesting that it might not happen. It's fine. All right. Let's go over the... Whoa, I just had a total brain... Went to sleep. Let's go over the dialogue. I'll read it once slowly. Once at full speed, we'll go over the English translation. I'll show you the question for this section, and I'll get to your questions in chat. All right, here we go. Shacho is talking. We're talking to Shacho. はい。ありがとうございます。早くできるといいですね。Click. 大丈夫ですか？大丈夫だよ。本当に早くできるといいね。最近遅いんだよ。そうですね。週末、台風が来ないといいんだけど、そうだといいですね。Full speed. はい、ありがとうございます。早くできるといいですね。クリック。大丈夫ですか？大丈夫だよ。本当に早くできるといいね。最近遅いんだよ。そうですね。週末台風が来ないといいんだけど、そうだといいですね。Alright, let's go over the English. はい、ありがとうございます。早くできるといいですね。Excuse me, yep, thank you very much. I hope you can get it finished quickly. You're hoping that the company that he's calling the printing company, yeah? He's hoping they can finish quickly. And he's hoping that it happens for them, that they can finish quickly. 早くできるといいですね。大丈夫ですか？ Is everything okay? 大丈夫だよ。本当に早くできるといいね。I really hope they can get it done. 最近遅いんだよ。Recently, they're really slow. そうですね。I see. 週末、台風が来ないといいんだけど。I hope the typhoon doesn't come this weekend, but it's probably gonna. そうだといいですね。I hope so too. For Shacho's sake, not necessarily for my sake. That's it, guys. What is something good that you hope happens for yourself soon? What is something good that you hope happens for yourself soon? Please use いいんだけど or いいんですが. Either way is fine. Something good that happens for yourself. For me, 雪がたくさん降るといいんだけど. I hope that lots of snow falls soon. Not necessarily in town, in the mountains. Actually, it's already snowed quite a bit in the mountains nearby us. Which means it's going to be a good year for snowboarding. We just got season passes to a mountain that my friends own a lodge at. So we're gonna get to do lots and lots of snowboarding. Should be fun, hopefully. If it snows. Last year it didn't really snow at all. It's damp and rainy in Yorkshire. It probably always is, I feel like. Yorkshire sounds like a place that's always damp and rainy. Is that true? Am I imagining things? 君はアルバイトを売るといいですね。アルバイトを売るといいですね。
L じゃない。
あ、L ね。L。
売るって読む。
売るって読めるけど、L の読み方もあるんだ。 Eru.
得られるじゃん。
Erareru. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, eru. That brings us back to the, you already caught it. Nice. Ereru to ii desu ne. You already caught it. Nice. Yuki was just mentioning how it needs to be the potential. Yes, that is correct, Radcall. It does need to be the potential. Good job. 日本語を話すのが上手 for yourself, ne? Okay, this is a complicated one. 日本語を話せるようになると、no, that we haven't done ように. So let's do 日本語を上手に話す。上手に話せるようになる、やっぱり。でも上手になりたいんだよ。日本語上手上手になれるといいんだ。上手になるだと。そうだね、なれる。But he wants to talk about speaking, so 日本語を話すのが上手になれる。そうだね、that would probably be the best. The easiest way to do this sentence one on it would be 日本語を上手に話せるといいんですが You could also say something like 日本語を話す上手になれるといいんだけど So I hope I can get better at 上手になる become better at Japanese would also be fine. You could also say something much more complicated like 日本語を話すのが上手になるといいんだけど but that's a little bit complicated. You can also use a form that we haven't covered yet, which is ように上手に話せるようになるといいんだけど That's probably too complicated. Unnecessarily complicated. But anyway. 私も雪が大好き says Megan. Nice. 日本にso that's the one you can't do. So I was saying earlier, you can't use just straight verbs like iku, which are actions that you're able to do yourself with this construction. You need to change it to the potential form. So 日本に行けるといいんですが is what you need there. Yeah. So it needs to be the potential form when it's an action that the other person or yourself might be taking. If it's verbs like intransitive verbs is I think the word I'm looking for. Verbs that just happen. I don't know if it's intransitive or not. Maybe it's it's intransitive. Things where actions aren't taking place. You can leave those verbs alone. But if it's an action verb, you need to change it to the potential form so that it's I hope you can do that thing. I don't know what the right verb would be for getting the job. You could just use できる. I'd probably just use できる. I'd probably use find. ユキはアルバイトが見つかるといいね。それの方が使いそうだね。見つかるといいね。見つかる。I think we'd say 見つかる which is to find. 見つかるといいんですが。見つけられるといいんですかかな。見つかるといいんだ。That's a difficult one. 見つけられるといいですね。見つかるといいんだけど。見つかるはなんかそうだね。見つけられるの方がいいか。そうだね。でもそれの方が探してるって感じでできた。見つけられるんだね。見つけられる。見つけられる。見つけられる。仕事が見つかるがパッシブだから。I think either is fine, but 見つけられる is. I hope you can find a job. I hope a job finds you. I guess is 見つかる would be. I hope a job finds you. I don't know what the right verb would be. Okay. Casually whistles on this part whilst the pros go to work, says Jasmine for the win. Jasmine for the win. Good evening. Thanks for stopping by. I've broken Andy. Sorry. No, I'm just trying to think it through and see what would sound most natural in my head. We're getting into the territory of grammar here, where sometimes, like, I know in my head, like, if I were to say it, it would come out right. But we're starting to get to little areas where there's, like, there can be nuances that break the rules sometimes, but are very common. Like, 見つかるといいんですが. So then you have to think about it for a minute. Like, I've definitely heard people say that before. I've definitely said it before. But is it grammatically correct? Sorry. 誰かにお茶を作ってくれるといいんですが、僕に誰かが So Megan, that was very close. Okay, so 誰かがお茶を作ってくれるといいんですか? So くれる, if you remember, it's always for yourself, doing something for you. So the に is 私に, but it's usually implied because くれる is just for yourself. So 誰かが私にお茶を作ってくれるといいんですか? But you can drop the 私は, so just 誰かがお茶を作ってくれるといいんですが is what you want there. I remembered after writing my sentence. Nice. ゲームをできるといいんだけど最近忙しい. Okay. So, my chat just went all crazy. So, Nikens, close, but けど means but and が means but. So you basically have but. So, できるといいんだけ but. So I hope I can play a game but 最近忙しい. So you just use one. Kedo is more casual, so we use it with da. Dakedo. Ga is a more polite version, so desu ga. So desu ga or dakedo, one or the other. Then 最近忙しいです. You just need to add the e. So 忙しい, add the extra e at the end of that to make it an e adjective. And then des. And then you're good to go. 僕もそうだよ. I want to play Shadowlands so bad. World of Warcraft Shadowlands just released. And I really, really want to play it because it looks amazing. Haven't even freaking booted up the game since it came out. Thanks, that's a bit of a tongue twister. 見つけられるといいですね. 見つけられるといいですね. Gotta have that ne there. Actually, not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. みんなおはようございます。こんにちは。こんばんは。ゆきえち、こんばんは。アニメの話がわかるといいんだよ。だけど。Okay. アニメの話がわかる. Generally, we do not change わかる into the potential form. Almost never. I've never heard anyone use the わかる in the potential form. We don't do it. Grammatically, I guess you can, but nobody's ever done it that I know of. So, you'd want that sentence to be アニメの話. Are you trying to say that you hope you understand the story of anime, or that you understand anime? Because if you want to just say that you understand anime in Japanese, you can just say アニメがわかるといいんだけどね. Not yo. けど. I think you also want to say that you want to become able to understand it, right? わかるようになる. We need the grammar ようになる pretty badly right now. So to really work with things like this, with I hope, we need to have the grammar point ように. If you guys have this the grammar dictionary, you can look it up. It might be in Genki later. I can't remember if it's in Genki 2 later, but ようになる. You attach it to the potential form. Or just short form. You can, short form or negative, and you can also use it with the potential. And ようになる is become, means become able to do something. So for ようになる. Just write that out. So for example, アニメの話がわかる ようになるといいんだけど that would be the sentence that a Japanese person would say. アニメの話がわかるようになるといいんだけど So we really need that grammar yet, but we don't have it yet. But if you want to try and learn it right now, there it is. It's a very important construction. ようになる But yes, I agree. Rad call. I still highly recommend this book. I don't think I have an affiliate link down in the description, but get it anyway. You don't need to use an affiliate link, just get it. I highly recommend this book. Super highly recommend it. The intermediate one is also good. The advanced one is you don't need it. You don't need it yet. You don't need it for a long time. This one's also pretty good. But the yellow one will get you so far. In fact, tonight, Yuki and I were talking about, I was asking a question about a sentence I had, and I was a little bit confused on it. Like, I'd written it, and I was like, I'm not sure if this is what I'm going for. What do you think about it? And she wasn't sure, and I wasn't sure, and we talked about it for about 5 minutes, and then I was like, wait, let me check the grammar dictionary. And I pulled it out. It was about te morao. And I looked up the question. And there was the answer. That we both weren't completely sure about. It was right there. It wasn't in Genki, but it was in here. Despite being made by the same publisher, they've got much more information. Highly recommend it. Okay, I think we're good. 魔法で掃除が終わるといいんだけど、確かに。I'm so glad I found your channel. I'm going to be going through Genki, and your channel will be so helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Richard Maxwell. Thank you. I hope that you find it useful, and I hope that you can learn a lot. Thank you. I keep both by my desk. They've helped so much. Agreed. They're always right next to me, just in case. Thank you, Richard. The conversations. Oh, the conversations. Okay. Then that's fine. アニメの話がわかるといいんだけど. So with the grammar you have now, that would be fine. といいんだけど. But if you want to get super fun and complex, then you could say アニメの話がわかるようになるといいんだけど. That would be the full sentence you'd want to go for. Hey guys, good job. Great. Excuse me. Our next section is... Excuse me, I'm gonna start moving a little bit faster because it's 10:20 and we're on to, what is this, section... Oh, we're on section 4. 2 sections left, so that's not bad. I also just had my first dream in Japanese. I saw that in Discord. I haven't been able to talk on Discord because I've been moving and cleaning out the house because the cleaning wasn't done very well. So Yuki's parents were over and helping us clean and stuff, so I've had my phone. I don't have internet at the new house yet, but I haven't really had time to talk on Discord, but I have been trying to keep up. That's awesome, Radclaw. Yeah, I realized I could have used that, to be honest. わかるようになるといいねといいんだけど. So just E on its own doesn't express the idea of I hope it happens. It means it's good if. So what that sentence means, わかるようになるといい. It'd be good if you became able to understand it. That's actually a very casual way to tell someone they should do something. You'll see it in like anime and in games. I've seen it. 何々にするといい. But yeah, いいんだけど, that whole construction is I hope or I wish for something to happen. So いいんだけど. Let's go back up and look at it really quick. Right here. So you need all these parts. Otherwise it doesn't express I hope. So you need といいですね when you're hoping for others, or といいね. The ne is very important when you're hoping for others. And for yourself, といいんですが, といいんだけど. So that んだけど and んですが are very important parts of it. So make sure you have those in your sentences. All right. Nice. Perfect. Then you can definitely use it. Our next section is describing when something happens. This is the longest section of any section, I think. I know for a fact. Up to this point in Genki, it's the longest section of any section in the book. I think it might be the longest section from here on out, too. I don't think there's a section in the book that's this long. Any section. Any. There's extremely complicated sections in here, but I don't think any of them are 3 pages long. This section is 3 pages long. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's that complicated. I think they went into a lot of extra detail that wasn't necessary. It is complicated in a sense that it's a little bit confusing. A little bit. And it still might be a little bit confusing after we go through it tonight. But I'm not sure that it needs 3 full pages. I'll just point that out. There's a lot of extra unnecessary stuff there. But I'll try and make it as simple as I can. And to just be fair, the chapter in Genki isn't that bad. It's not bad. If you read it, you should be able to understand it. But it is a lot. But don't let that fool you into thinking it's super, super difficult. It's not the most difficult section in the book. It's probably not even the most difficult section in this chapter. They just cover a lot of different usages of it. Whereas Genki would usually just cover a single usage, they've decided to cover almost all of them here. So let's go ahead and talk about it. That is when things happen in Japanese. And that is with the word or the marker toki, which means at time or when. So you use this to mark an event. And by that I mean, here's an event that happened or will happen or is going to happen. And when you mark it with toki, it means at that time. At the time of this, the main event. So at this time, in this point in time, whatever that is, this main event is going to happen. So for verbs, you'll take the short, present, or past. That's it. Short, present, or past. That's all. For e-adjectives on their own plus toki. Na-adjectives plus na toki. Nouns, noun plus no plus toki. So noun, no toki. Let's look at some examples so you can see that in usage. So, in the present tense of a verb, if the verb is in the present tense, that means that this event is either at the same time as the main event or before it. The main event is pizza wo tabemasu. I eat pizza, or I will eat pizza. So event A is in the present tense. That means it's at the same time as I eat pizza or before I eat pizza, because it's in the present tense. So, iku toki pizza o tabemasu. When I go, I eat pizza. It can also be a habitual thing with the present tense and the present tense. 2 present tenses together can indicate a habit. Iku toki pizza o tabemasu. So every time I go, I eat pizza. Is what this could indicate. It's going to be depending on context or whatever comes before it. We'll get into some more complicated examples. But it could also mean iku toki pizza o tabemasu. When I go, I'll eat pizza. I've translated here as habitual. When I go, I eat pizza. Our next sentence is iku toki pizza o tabemashita. So now the main event is in the past tense. So that means it happened in the past. It doesn't matter that this is in the present tense. You don't need to change it just because the event was in the past. What this indicates is that the going either happened at the same time as you ate the pizza or happened before it. That's why this is in the present tense. Okay? So the whole sequence of events is in the past because the final sentence, the main event, is in the past tense. So pizza o tabemashita. So now we know it happened in the past. But it was when I was going. Or before I was going, one or the other. When I was going, I ate pizza. As in, for example, like when I was going to Japan, I got a visa. That's one of their examples. That means it was before I had gone. So in English, you would say, when I was going to go to Japan, I got a visa. That sentence, right? The going to Japan thing is in the future. It hasn't happened yet. When I was going to Japan. That's in the future, and I bought a visa. In this case, I ate pizza. So the going is either in the future or happening now. And then I ate pizza. All right, with e-adjectives, and we've got some e-adjectives, an adjective and a noun here. Kanashii toki pizza o tabemasu. So often when you just use an adjective on its own, it's like a habitual type of thing. So when I'm sad, I eat pizza. Kanashii toki pizza o tabemasu. So this is probably at the same time. Genki na toki pizza o tabemasu. Same with non-adjectives. When I'm energetic, I eat pizza. So this is more of a habitual thing. When this, then that. Byouki no toki pizza o tabemasu. When I'm sick, I eat pizza. So this is also sort of a when this, then that type of thing. So when the verb is in the past tense, now that the main event happens after. So if we think of this as event A and this is the main event, event A is finished. It's done when this happens. So 行った時ピザを食べます. When I've gone, when I'm already there, I'll eat pizza. 行った時ピザを食べます. When I've already gone, I will eat pizza. 行った時ピザを食べました. When I went, as in when I was already there, I ate pizza. When I went and was already there, I ate pizza. So this is, it's finished. It's already happened. So here's, ちょっと待って. He's in the past of the main event. Yeah. So 行った, if we look at think of this as like a line in time. The book has a good example of it. This happened before this. That's all. When it's present tense, if we look up here, this happens at the same time or after the main event. So it's in the future or at the same time. In this case, it's already happened. Okay? So it's in the past of this main event. So I've already gone. 行った時ピザを食べました. When I went and already there, I ate pizza. 悲しかった時ピザを食べました. So when I was sad, I ate pizza. So now it's in the past of this. 元気だった。これ OK? 元気だった時。Yeah, 元気だった時ピザを食べました. So when I was energetic, I ate pizza. 病気だった時ピザを食べました. When I was sick, I ate pizza. ピザを食べている時幸せだ. You can also use the ている form actually. So when something happens during an event, so if it's a long ongoing event, so while I was eating something happened, you can use it like that. So 食べている時友達が来た. My friend showed up while I was eating. So you can use ている in that case. In this case, I've said life is good when I'm eating pizza. ピザを食べている時幸せだ. So what you didn't realize there, or maybe you did realize, is we basically have a pizza poem. 行く時ピザを食べます. 行く時ピザを食べました. 悲しい時ピザを食べます. 元気な時ピザを食べます. 病気の時ピザを食べます. 行った時ピザを食べます. 行った時ピザを食べました. 悲しかった時ピザを食べました. 元気だった時ピザを食べました. 病気だった時ピザを食べました. ピザを食べている時幸せだ. Thank you very much. All right, let's jump into the dialogue. I'll read it slowly one time, full speed. We'll go over the English translation. I'll get to the question, and then I'll answer any of your questions. So, ありがとうね。いいよ。社長は電話したとき、カラーのチラシを頼んだ？え？頼まなかったよ。そうか。次会うとき、頼んでくれる？はい、full speed. ありがとうね。Oh, excuse me. My God, what is this madness? Sorry, guys. ありがとうね。いいよ。社長は電話したとき、カラーのチラシを頼んだ？え？頼まなかったよ。そうか。次会うとき、頼んでくれる？怒ってる。By the way, when Japanese people are mad, they go like this. They puff out their lips. Especially when they're mad at their kids. That means a Japanese person is mad. If someone does that at you, you are in trouble. You're in trouble. That's what that means. ありがとうね。Hey, thanks. いいよ。No problem. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. 社長は電話したとき。So, he's already called. He's called them. カラーのチラシを頼んだ。So, he's called. That means he's on the phone already. It's in the past tense, right? So that's in the past. カラーのチラシを頼んだ. Did he request color pamphlets? え？頼まなかったよ。What? No, he didn't. He didn't. そうか。次会うとき頼んでくれる? So here we've got the event. The thing is in the future. So next time you meet him in the future, 頼んでくれる? Would you ask him to do it? Seriously, this person asked me to do so many things for them. What are they going to do for me? All right, so the question for this section is, what is something you do when you're sad? For me, 悲しい時、ピザを食べます. All right, let's jump into the chats. I also just had my first dream in Japanese. Oh, I already responded to that. すごい radical. 子供の時、僕は迷惑だった. Ma, I think we all were probably. Pizza on your mind, huh? Maybe. It's a pizza poem. Indeed it is. I miss pizza from New Jersey. I'm way too far behind to watch, but thanks for staying up late to record this. I'll catch up eventually. Jeremy Wall, thanks for stopping by and thanks for the encouragement. I appreciate it. Comments like that keep me going. Seriously. Seriously. Hello again, Jeremy, when you're back here. If you're, well, this won't be on the stream cut, which you'll probably be watching, but if you're watching the full stream, hello. Good job making it all the way here. All right. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. That's not good. In the past, like, 30 minutes, I feel like I've started to come down with a cold. Did Dan give me a cold through the internet? That is not something I'm gonna come down. It could just be because of this stupid heater. Very low. It's very dry. Hopefully that's all it is. Anyway, what is something that you do when you're sad? Yes, pizza poem. Should clip that, make that into a full video. Nah, just kidding. Sorry guys, I'm gonna mute for a second. I need to blow my nose while you make sentences. Okay. 悲しい時、映画を見ます。いいですね。Good sentence, Megan. 悲しい時、チョコレートを食べます。Good sentence, Lynn. 悲しい時、ウイスキーを飲みます。いいですね、Radclaw. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Gentlemanly of you. 悲しい時、アニメを見ます。いいですね、Nikens. Perfect. Good sentences. All right. Good. Did that make sense to you guys? That all jive? We got that? Before we move on to apologizing for specific actions, want to make sure I get to any of your questions. I feel like that wasn't that bad. That wasn't as confusing as I thought it was going to be. I think we made it work. Great. All right, so it is 10:30 and Yuki and I have to move everything out of this apartment as soon as we're done with the stream. So let's get to work on apologizing for specific actions. This section is quite simple despite this mess of a slide, but apologizing for things you've done is a very useful skill to have. So we already have the skill of saying, I'm sorry, but as you get older, I'm sorry by itself is not necessarily enough to express your sorrow. So you got to be able to say, I'm sorry for doing such and such a thing. That's a much better apology. When you're specific about the things that you are sorry for, it's better. To do that in Japanese, you take the te form and add sumimasen deshita. A slightly less polite, but not unpolite, but just a slightly lower level of politeness version of that would be te gomennasai. And then the least polite version would be te gomen. This is something you might use if it's not like something you've done seriously wrong. It's just like, well, maybe it is. It could be, but it's for people in your in-group. So when I say that, I mean people like really, really close friends or your immediate family, stuff like that. Then you might just say, sore tabete gomen. I'm sorry I ate that thing. You can also use this for things that you did not do. You just use the negative te form plus sumimasen deshita, the negative te form plus gomennasai, the negative te form plus gomen, and that means I'm sorry I didn't do such and such a thing. So let's look at some examples of that. Tabete sumimasen deshita. I'm so sorry that I ate it. 食べてごめんなさい. I'm sorry that I ate it. 食べてごめん. Sorry I ate it. That basically expresses the level of politeness going down, down, down into fairly casual. Sorry I ate it. But it can really, like if it's with, tone can be very important. Like if it's someone close to you, 食べてごめん. Right? That sounds like you're sorry. Tone is very important in these situations. Some examples of a negative, or a more complicated example, sorry, is ピザを食べてすみませんでした. Someone was thinking about pizza, or was very tired, I'm not sure which. I'm so sorry that I ate the pizza. ピザを食べてごめんなさい. I'm sorry that I ate the pizza. ピザを食べてごめん. Just pointing out that the particles you're going to use are the same that you would use in any situation where you use this verb. So the thing you ate will be marked, as always, by を. Changing that to negative, so I'm sorry I didn't. ピザを買わなくてすみませんでした. I'm so sorry that I didn't buy pizza. ピザを買わなくて. So for those of you who forget the negative te form, or as I like to call it, the negative te form, you, when you make a casual negative verb, you turn it into, for example, 買 becomes 買わない. You treat it basically like an e adjective. It's very much like an e adjective, the negative of verbs, the short form negative. So what you do to make the te form of a negative is you cut the e and add kute, just like you would with an adjective, an e adjective. So 買わなくてすみませんでした. I'm so sorry that I didn't buy pizza. ピザを買わなくてごめんなさい. I'm sorry that I didn't buy pizza. ピザを買わなくてごめん. Sorry I didn't buy pizza. ピザを買わなくて本当にすみませんでした. So this is important. This is not in Genki. But when you're really, really sorry for doing something, you gotta use 本当に. 何々買わなくて本当にすみませんでした. I'm truly, truly, truly sorry that I didn't do that thing. And you could use it as positive as well. 食べて本当にすみませんでした. You'd put that in between the te and the すみませんでした. 本当にごめんなさい. When you're really sorry for just anything, you don't necessarily need the te form either. Just use 本当に to really, really drive that home that you're sorry. We'll read the dialogue slowly once, and then at full speed. 遅くなってすみませんでした。大丈夫だよ。電話するね。ピピピピピピピピピピ。さっき電話したとき、チラシを頼みましたよね。そのチラシはカラーで作ってくれませんか？その時頼まなくてごめんなさいね。すみませんでした。I should have said 本当にすみませんでした。Full speed. 遅くなってすみませんでした。大丈夫だよ。大丈夫だよ。電話するね。さっき電話したときチラシを頼みましたよね。そのチラシはカラーで作ってくれませんか？その時頼まなくてごめんなさいね。クリック。本当にすみませんでした。Let's go over the English. So what happens here is I've already told Shacho that I needed him to actually order the chirashi or the pamphlets in color. So I've already told him off screen. So now I'm apologizing that I'm late. I'm sorry I didn't tell him earlier, basically. Saying I'm late. 遅くなってすみませんでした. I'm sorry I was late in telling you. 大丈夫だよ. It's fine. 電話するね. I'll call, okay? さっき. This is new. This doesn't show up in Genki. I don't know why. It's very useful. It means earlier. Just before. So it's the same day. So you would say さっき. If you wanted to say the day before, if it was the day before, 昨日電話したとき, for example. 前 would also be fine, but さっき earlier. 電話したとき. So here's our したとき. This is already in the past. チラシを頼みましたよね. I requested pamphlets, right? よね. When you combine those, it means right. そのチラシはカラーで作ってくれませんか? Would it be possible for you to make those in color. その時、頼まなくてごめんなさいね. Sorry I didn't ask for it at that time. その時 is sort of a phrase on its own. So you don't need to put no in between it or anything. その時、頼まなくてごめんなさいね. すみませんでした. I'm so sorry. The question for this section is not a question. I want you to apologize for doing whatever this is. How dare you? How dare you do this? Apologize right now. Easy peasy? Easy peasy. Ah, easy peasy ね。カタカナ。悲しい時、お母さんと電話します。いいね。Good one, old sport. Excellent. お車を破壊？車を破壊してごめんなさい。Wow. Did you destroy someone's car? 車を破壊してごめんなさい。I think you need a 本当に there. Probably すみます。まあ、車を破壊して本当にごめんなさい。That's how you need to say that one. Just joined in. Who made Andy made? Who made Andy mad? This guy. Whoever it is that just did that. Punched a hole in my window, broke the window, punched me. I don't know. Whatever you want it to be. It's up to you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight, guys. This is, well, I'll get to that. I just wanted to mention really quick, you'll see in the pinned live chat. I didn't even know I could do that until last week. You'll see that there's a 1 day only 20% discount on everything on the Tokini Andy Teespring store. You can get t-shirts all designed, not t-shirts, shirts and all kinds of other things designed by yours truly and Yuki. She painted every single logo that shows up on those shirts. 20% off for 1 day only. That's my Cyber Sunday sale. Woo-woo! Walter Ditto, a little question. Kobuta? これどうやって読むの？小豚？小豚じゃない。昆布頭。What does it mean? I know it's like an insult. 昆布頭? I don't know. Yuki doesn't know either. Did you see that in like an... It might be contextual. It might be like a contextual insult. It might be like, does their head look like... Does their head look like kombu? Like, is this what... Let's bring this up in my my other browser. Does their head look like this? Oops. Not... What did I just do? No. Is this what their hair looks like and they called them a kombu atama? Because if this is what their head looks like, maybe if you're eating One Piece or something, then it would work as an insult, huh? Hmm?
It's from Demon Slayer.
From Demon Slayer? What is it?
One of the character called
Oh, so his hair is green.
Yeah, green hair.
That's what it is. Okay, so I was right. So they insulted him because his hair looks green, which means it looks like kombu. So it's an insult because calling someone's hair this seaweed isn't very nice. That's probably what it is. But it's not an actual, like, it's not an actual phrase.
Nice.
Huh? 多分アニメで、
昆布頭っていう
ジョークでだったね。そう。昆布頭。そういう感じでね。画面も壊して、本当にすみませんでした。Good sentence, Orus. Perfect. Now I just thought it would be funny to be like, sorry, definitely needs a 本当。Definitely. 本当ね。本当。It's 伸ばす。It's a とう。掃除まだ終わってないけど、休んでってごめんなさい。いいよ、休んでも。ありがとう。Have a great week! You too, Carpe Diem! Have a wonderful week. I hope you do. I should hide this. 窓を壊してすみませんでした。いいよ。Yes. It's to the mist. 柱。Gotcha. Okay, that's it. なるほど。窓を壊しました。本当にすみませんでした。That works too. You could say 窓を壊して本当にすみませんでした would be fitting for this section. Here's another one. This is you. Apologize. 窓を攻撃してごめん. Perfect, perfect. Good one, Radclaw. Good sense. That's what's coming next. 窓を攻撃してごめん. I love it. Nobody used punchy. Nobody used the one punch man no punchy. That's good. You got some creative answers there. I love it. We've got a creative group up in here. So you're this person. You know what you gotta do. Good luck. ただ乾燥してるかなちょっともうあれが持ってた体温計持ってたいや体温計 if you live in Japan it's a good one to know at this time of year thermometer body thermometer 体温計 it's an important thing to know about ours is at the new house we don't have it here so I cannot check my temperature ちょっとだるいちょっとだるい I'm a little bit queasy だるい means sort of queasy or not or feeling sort of lightheaded sick like you're coming down with something だるい I'm a little bit だるいワンパンチはは本当にワンパンチパンマンになってすみませんでした Good one, good one, good one いいねケーキを食べてすみませんでした Perfect, that's the winner right there Bananas for you Bananas Oh, I don't have any bananas Token Andy only bananas on here anymore We'll have to use one of these Woo! There's the winner So, ワンパンマンになってすみませんでした is what you want there, Aubergine But almost perfect Aubergine にワンパンマンになって There we go なってすみませんでした Alright Good one もっとあなたのケーキを食べればよかったいいねGood one, Minkong Alright So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine what this guy should be apologizing to you for. It's something he does every morning. There's a correct answer to this one. What should this guy be apologizing to you for? Pretend you're him and apologize. Gonna be. If you can read lips, you know what I said. If you can come up with a better answer, that's fine. So does 本当に go between the te form and すみません? That's probably, I mean, it doesn't 本当に食べてごめんなさい. It doesn't have to, but it sounds better to pause between the te. So 食べて本当にすみませんでした. Just like that. 食べて本当すみませんでした. It's much more dramatic. Sounds more for real. But you could put it before the verb. 本当に食べてごめんなさい. It's okay. But it works better between them. 起こしてごめん. There you go, Ananit. You got it. 美しくて。おいしくてごめん。おいしくてごめん。おいしくてごめん。なんで謝るのそれ。I'm sorry for being delicious. Good sentence. For not jumping in the oven and basting itself. 勝手にオーブンに入らなくてごめん。There you go. 勝手にオーブンに入らなくてごめん。毎日歌ってすみません。歌ってるかいいいね。Good sentences, guys. Creative group. センスがあるね。クリエイティブ。絶対俺考えられなかったやつばっかりで素晴らしい。ユキもそうだ。美味しくてごめん。Good job, guys. I'm really impressed, actually. You guys are super creative. 起こして。No O particle. Otherwise perfect. 起こしてすみませんでした。Radclaw's laughing his ass off. くそー says Menkong. Huh? そう、それ。Yuki says she loves Carpe Diem sense. It's good. あれかまびしくてかまびしいって
やかましいかな。
やかましいか。やかましいってなんだっけやかましい。あ、うるさくてってこと？やかましい。noisy, loudy. おー。うん、OK. That works. やかましくてすみません. That's actually a good thing to point out, Orus. You can use this with adjectives as well. E-adjectives. Right? You can just conjugate it like you would the negative. So just like that. Like I might prefer to say urusai, right? Urusakute gomen is what I might prefer. But that's fine. JoJo reference. I see. Ine. So let's take the E adjective urusai, just for an example. Urusakute. So you just do the kute, and then sumimasen desha. Also works perfectly fine. I'm not sure that Genki covers using adjectives. I think they only covered verbs in this section. But that is perfectly acceptable. Yeah, they don't cover adjectives. But you can do it. Good stuff. Looking at chicken shouldn't make me hungry, but now I want Chick-fil-A. And of course, it's Sunday. Andy and Yuki, it's Fumin Fukyu. Yasuminai. Yeah. Remember, Yuki is ne Yuki. Like this. So this in Japanese is Yukie, and that's a totally different name. Yukie. Oops. Yukie is actually also a common name, but it's a different name. So Yukie and Yuki. There we go. But yes, that's pretty much, that was her life for a month, basically. But that should calm down now. I think things are going to calm down. We're moved mostly. We've got some more cleaning up to do. Yuki does have to go. She was supposed to be quitting work on Friday or Thursday. And she mostly did, but then someone else who was supposed to be replacing her, sort of, quit. Randomly, suddenly. Yesterday. Suddenly quit. Yesterday. So Yuki was gonna have to go in anyway to finish a few things tomorrow, but now we're a little nervous that she's gonna. Yeah, that's it right there. Perfect, Lynn, you got it. Yuki. That's the kanji. So now she's gonna have to go in. I have off tomorrow, but I have to take a ton of garbage to the dump, and I have to cut all the grass around the new property because I don't think the people who lived there before cut it at all summer. Ha! Gomen nasai, Yuki. One of my friends' name is Yukie. Naruhodo ne. Haha. Anyway, yes. So, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, with all of that in mind, thumbs up. Oh, kogeki shite kudasai. There's 27 people here and 33 likes, so I think you already did. So thank you so much for that. Also, channel登録 onegai shimasu. I think you guys are already subscribed, but if you're watching this later on, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you know when I go to live or release awesome videos that teach you about Japanese and how to learn Japanese better. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you enjoy the things to come, and thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I'm not leaving just yet. That's my spiel. Alright. 教えてくれてありがとう, says Orusu. こちらこそありがとうございます。来てくれてありがとう、本当に。大丈夫だよ、メンゴン, says Yuki. 先生ありがとうございます。こちらこそありがとうございます、リンさん。どうなるのでしょう。Good luck with finishing the move. Thank you. We're gonna finish cleaning as soon as I click stop streaming. Pack up the car with all of this, these two lights and computers and stuff. All this will go in the car. The kotatsu, and then that'll be it. That's pretty much it. Got some garbage to get out of here tomorrow, and we're done. So is Yuki moving there too? Or is it just your place? No. We live together.
Oh, Yuki.
We live together. I'm not leaving her back in the old place. Like, yeah, no. Yeah, we live together. So she's coming with me. Her parents were here all weekend helping us move. Thank God. There was a lot to do in that place. There was a lot of cleaning left to do, a lot of stuff, and they, because of their help, it's livable now. Very livable. How long have you lived there? We've lived in this apartment for 1.5 years. Almost 2 years. But, and yeah, yes. But before that, we lived together in New Zealand for 1 year. And then before that, we didn't live together before that, but almost lived together. In the house we moved into now, I lived there for 2 years on my own for 2 years. And while I was living there, I met Yuki. Oh no. Before I lived there for 2 years, I lived in this apartment for 2 years. And we met at the end of that before I moved into the new house, right? Yeah. So it's weird. Lived here, lived there. Lived in New Zealand, then lived here again, and now gonna live there again. This time we'll be there for a while.
So New Zealand again.
I wasn't sure last stream you said she was getting another apartment and I was confused. No. Yeah, I probably did. I probably just misspoke. ストリームしてくれてありがとうございます。こちらこそ。いつも聞いてくれて本当にありがとうございます。You can use 本当に before ありがとうございます as well. Not just before すみませんでした。It just means that you're truly thankful. 本当にありがとうございます。This Thanksgiving, I'm truly thankful for all of you guys. Thank you so much. It's so funny back and forth all over the place. Seriously, it's crazy. What's crazier? It's crazier, man. There is a crazier part to this story. Oh, we have to go to New Zealand one more time eventually? Yeah. So after I moved out of here into the new place, into the house, my coworker moved into this place. And then when I moved to New Zealand, my coworker, same coworker, moved into the house. Now that coworker finally moved in, we're moving back in the house. So not only have we been going back and forth, we've been going back and forth between the same people. So it's funny. 来週のレッスンも楽しみにしています。いいね、僕も。Next week will be the practice stream. So we will be practicing, we'll be doing the same practice exercises from tonight, plus extra exercises for each section. So that'll be next week, and then the following week will be lesson 17. Next week's live stream should be with a new background in the new studio. I don't know if everything will be done in the studio yet, but it'll look pretty cool, hopefully. And hopefully we'll have internet. So just so you guys know, I just want to let you know that tomorrow morning, I believe, the internet in this apartment is being cut off. And they're not installing internet in the new place until Wednesday, I believe. Is it Wednesday? The 2nd? Wednesday. So I'm not going to have internet after I shut down this stream for 3 days. I do have my phone, but I'll be very limited in what I'm able to do. So I'll be sort of absent for the next 3 days from Discord, and I probably won't be able to respond to YouTube comments very much or anything like that. But I'll be back. I'll be back Wednesday. So good luck. Keep studying. And we'll see you at the next thing. And we'll have some fun stuff to show you when we're back. Hi.
How can we live with no internet?
How can we live with no internet? I don't know. Haven't done it for a while. Although the past 2 days have been pretty nice. It's been a nice... I needed the break because we worked, like she worked a month, like I said. And I last week I probably worked 80 hours. I probably did 80 hours last week. Easy. そうだね。We can download it. You can download a bunch of... Oh, that's what you can do. Download a bunch of episodes of Psyche K on your laptop really quick. Huh. Yuki's crying because she wanted to watch... Like we have time to watch anime. we gotta get the house together. But no, download a couple episodes. It's fine. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Radclaw. Appreciate it. I like it. The past life meetup. Past life meetup. Yes. All right, guys. So have a great week, and we'll see you on the other side. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. And yeah, if anyone's interested, there's the 20% off code for merch up there. That's good for 1 day. Have a great one. We'll see you next time. Time for us to go clean up. Thank you again. Good night, guys, or have a good day. Bye-bye. I'm not gonna, not yet. No, I gotta do all this stuff. I forgot about all this. I gotta press thank you.
お疲れ様でした。
また次のビデオで会いましょうね。 日本語勉強したいのか？俺と同じ風に日本語を喋れるようになりたいのか？この本持ってるのか？ Then we're here to help. え、そうなの？俺は無理って言おうと思った。On the Tokini Andy Patreon, we have listening and shadowing practice, Genki vocabulary practice, Genki textbook practice where Yuki, Ando, and I are your partners. Eventually, even workbook practice. え、そうなの？給料出る？
確かに。
Yeah, sure.
給料出るんだ。
After Genki 1, we'll be covering Genki 2, and eventually even intermediate textbooks. Detailed grammar lessons and Japanese Q&As will, as always, be on the YouTube for free. Tokini Andy Patreon, live right now. よろしくね。
よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。
お疲れ様でした。
また次のビデオで会いましょうね。